welcome. This is going to be a special episode where it's not going to be the usual. This is just going to be a building episode. Please ignore the naked man. He's the recruit for my partner. Yeah, so please ignore the naked man. Alright, so if you enjoy, please like and subscribe. Alright, wire has been put in. So if you've seen our other streaming videos, you will notice that we had built quite the tower in order to try to get the achievement with the snowball. It is now as high as we can get it. So we haven't progressed to the point where we have Lotus yet. Don't make me chase you. That is definitely a point of contention with our followers. They just run around like squirrels on coffee right now. And as a result, well, alright, so we need 20 beams. Beams require lumber. I'm not sure if that's going to be good enough for 20 beams, but we're going to try it. Oh, straps. Right. Alright. Straps. That should be enough. Tier 1 straps. So as we've been progressing, we've been taking the tier 1 items and making them into crafting supplies and building supplies, because we really just want to focus on the tier level that we're on, so tier 2 right now, as this is a new playthrough, or relatively newish. This is kind of a 6 episodes so far, but this is going to be just for building. I don't have a lot of building materials unlocked yet, but I have some pretty good flooring that I can use, and then I can kind of try to make an upper floor look good until we can replace the materials with something else. So what I really enjoy is when I have everything unlocked and I can build something really neat, but it's going to be end game before we unlock everything. So for now, I'm just going to use the materials we have with the essence grade that we have. So instead of accumulating a bunch of essence tier 1 items that we're not really going to use because we're moving on to higher tiers as we progress, we're just going to use up or extract the items that we no longer need or that we won't need. So we can either turn them into crafting and building materials for things that aren't going to be affecting us as much. Say bedding. If you're making a bed with lumber, you can take basic tier 1 lumber, you can take basic tier 1 cloth, you can, to make it, even if it's like a higher tier bed. So you don't waste those materials, or again, you can extract them into essence, and then problem solved, right? But then you have to use the higher tier stuff to craft and to build and to, which can be good at the end, but for now it's probably best not to accumulate too much. Alright, how many beams do you have in inventory? None. The answer is 0. Absolutely not. I have the beam. Now she has the beam. So if you look at our previous 6 episodes, you'll notice there's a lot of humor between my partner and myself, between Pastry and myself, and you'll get to know that those are probably the most fun episodes that you'll find. And they really are some of the most fun. I tend to be a little more, I guess, focused or, I don't know, serious on things, especially when it comes to building. But I do tend to have some funny moments, especially when I'm having to complain about my companion who runs around like squirrel on coffee. Anyway, so on a more serious note, we can start putting beams in there. She is given permission to put them in the build, but again, she might need some incentive. Did you just run upstairs? She did, didn't she? Alright. Come over here. There you are, Lydia. Lydia. You are sworn to carry my burdens. Can you please be sworn to putting the materials in when they're ready? Okay, so there's a little bit of a secret balcony. Well, it's not very secret yet, but there's going to be kind of a secret balcony here. And let's see. That, of course, is going to require more beams and lumber. You can put the materials in, really, you can. You are allowed. I also need bones and ingots and things. We tend to like our open concept builds for various reasons, but I think this floor is going to be needing a little more protection from bounds. And as a result, Lydia. We're going to put some walls here. I'm going to leave this kind of an open doorway permanently because the door is not going to be put in. Aren't you going to put the lumber in? Lydia. Lydia! You're sworn to carry my burdens, Lydia. Okay. There we go. You're apparently not sworn to help me build. Okay, so that's a fairly standard floor with a fairly standard set of walls that we're going to complete in a moment with the beams. This is our basement or ground floor, but we're going to move the crafting benches up top and just leave the estate cairns, the lodestar, Pepe's box, and storage right down here because we're going to be building more stations as we get farther in the game. We're probably going to give our workers some better beds because, you know, we believe in mostly happy workers. What do we have up here? We have the tower that continues. We have a balcony over here that is in the process of coming together fairly nicely. Now, there is going to be a platform at the very top with a lodestar also on it, so we don't have to climb all these stairs. And it's going to be very much a place where we're going to launch ourselves whenever we need to go anywhere on this map, really. Now, there is a height limit, even though we haven't reached the build limit yet, which I'm sadly disappointed in, because unless you're, you know, this is the tower so far. It's fairly tall, as the thumbnail would show. It took a while to build, but you can see that from our other episodes. It tends to be disappointing when you can't quite complete the challenge you would like to complete. So as a result of that, it's still a neat tower. It's just that it would be nice to be able to really build it very well. Watch where you point that gun. Hope you got the safety on. Alright, so a little bit of a landing here. A little bit of a landing there. thing here, barrier of some kind, so that this doesn't happen. Unless, I mean, it is an option to leave it that way, so long as you use it just to jump down one stair. Case. Here's another landing where we can launch ourselves not too far or just enjoy the scenery, because it is very nice scenery. Then, yeah, there's always a chance of falling down, even with a little bit of the railing. But, I mean, yeah, I put railing on this too. If it lets me. This one. And it's refusing to place it there. Maybe I can... Nope. It won't let me. I don't know why. Yeah, I can only put one, which means that we can accidentally fall to our doom. That's what every really tall tower needs. A feature that lets you fall to your doom. But no worries, your companion can revive you. That does absolutely nothing to make me feel better about falling to my death. Yes, it goes on and on and on. This is the stairs that never end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Actually, it does end, but it's very tall. Very, very, very tall. Did he keep the marker down there? Nope, he didn't. Oh, it wouldn't matter. He's the one that placed the marker. I'm playing solo. We're not in a team currently, so I wouldn't see his markers on my map. The downsides of playing solo for a little bit. And there's the landing. That should be able to let me put railings. I hope. And again, only kind of, sort of, partially. Alright, well, I can use that, which we lose a little bit of space there. Actually, nope. I'm going to move this one, and hopefully it doesn't take out the floor. Alright, that works. It's not perfect. There's still this spot. If I do this, though, if it lets me, which it isn't letting me, I could have put a floor there and surround that floor with... Oh, okay. It might let me do that way. It did. Ah, yes, it did. Alright. So. That will allow a little bit more freedom to put railings. But there's still that gap. There's no half railings for this. You have to wait till you get some of the, I think it's Bhutan stuff, and then it sort of lets you put a, not quite a half railing, but an open-sided rail. Oh, hey, don't jump on me like that. Alright, so you can see we're fairly high right now. We have some shelter, not terrible shelter, but adequate, mediocre shelter, which I may change at some point because I did put flooring over there, and that goes over the top. So this is our launch pad landing, and hopefully at some point I can make it a little bit bigger, but you can see we rival the height of that big archway, and so yeah. So let's see, we need lumber. I'm not sure if I have enough lumber. And then carved wood. So she clearly refuses to put things in the build. Alright. Okay, so now that's our build. I'm going to change slightly how the last landing with the bedding is. Okay, so let's try to make that reach. I don't necessarily want to take away the view. If I had the stave build unlocked, that's what I'd be putting there. But I don't have the stave items unlocked yet. I like the windows on the stave builds because they're really open concept, really wide. And this one. And alright. So that's a little bit safer. Not entirely, but better anyway. We're gonna need more beams. Okay, so that can transfer. That can transfer. We do have beams. Still. make it join the roof floor. So let me do that at least. But I cannot fit this piece and still climb up the stairs. Interesting. So this is fairly enclosed now and should allow us to take some rest if we need to before we launch ourselves. Now again, the loss of seeing how nice the scenery is a little sad, but we still have some great views. And still have the ability to launch ourselves off the platform up here. Now, I don't have the stamina out I would prefer to have, but let's find out how the stamina compares. Or rather, how the build looks. Go a little bit farther. Which means I'm probably gonna... There's a little bit of an idea how tall this build is. Oops, I gotta catch this part here. And safe landing. Happy landings. If we go over here, you can now see how tall this actually is. Now I mentioned earlier that it was limited in height. If I take the time to go back all the way up to the platform, which I have to put a lodestar up there anyway, even though we don't have Lacunus lotuses yet. Lotuses, okay. We don't have any yet, so it's gonna be a little bit of time before we can actually implement everything we planned so far. But the idea was to try to make this as tall as possible in hopes that launching a snowball would give us more than the 100 meters. However, it does give the 100-meter achievement, which I will show you in a moment that I've accomplished in a previous video. Okay, so it keeps going and going and going and going and going. and going. And higher and higher. There are a few songs I would play while doing this, but they're all copyrighted, so I'm not gonna do that. But I can think of a few that would fit well with the up and up and higher and keeps going and going. Okay, so we're back at the top. I'm gonna put the synchronous, no, the lodestar, sorry, right here. Well, Lydia's having a seizure again. I don't know why that is, but she's having a seizure. She'll be fine though. Alright, so you have wire and carved stone, please. When you don't expect them to put the materials in, they do. When you expect them to not put the materials in, they put them in. Yeah, you know what I mean. They're putting them when least expected, and then they refuse to when you want them to. They're moody like that. Or they're just bitter from having to carry all our burdens. What just happened here? Oh, that's it. Alright. Again, until that lodestar is built, express elevator down. Not for the faint of hearts. Okay, there we go. That's not too bad. Now, I do want to add walls here. You can hear the workers down below. Again, this floor plan is going to change at some point. The entire build is temporary, except the tower and the basement. Eventually we're going to just put archways up there, but for now that's going to be our basic build. It's very boxy, it's very basic. And Lydia is also very annoying, running around again. Which way should this face? Okay, so I will make it face this way then. Looks like we got an interestingly built ceiling, at least for now. And I will add a little bit of an overhang. I figured that's gonna cost us a lot of materials, however, it's going to be regained later when we replace pieces for other building materials from higher tiered build pieces and different themes. Okay. Oh, shingles. Right. I haven't unlocked shingles yet. And we're about to run out of lumber. Which is alright, we can make lots more lumber. Shingles are going to be a bit more iffy because I don't have the essence for it yet. Okay, let's go back down below and see what we can add to this build. I missed a little bit. Okay. Put your clothing on, man. How much do you need? About 200, a little under. And then, oh, we still need beams. Are you still carrying beams? No, so we'll have to make some beams also. 33 beams. We're gonna need a lot of stone powder for bricks and shingles. So even though we don't have it unlocked yet, that will do. Actually, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to put half the lumber in here. So let's see, we're gonna go with 500. And then I'm gonna go to the order bench and make the rest of the lumber. That way, as we get lumber twice as fast from both sources. But then we do need beams. Give me your straps. Or strap, I guess. Okay, so... Oh. Alright then. Straps. believe it's Predator that we're crafting for, so that should help. We're gonna let that do its thing. We're going to come here and make as many straps and beams as we can, because we're going to need a lot of them. Now I should be able to make wood shingle once I learn the recipe. Well, the keyword is once I learn the recipe. Alright. Okay. 2 minutes for that. Okay, so the little hammer tells you what you can craft, I guess. But so does the nut hammer. Makes me wonder what the specific need for this is. So this time we're just waiting for our materials to be done. We're slowly getting... There we go, we have the number of beams we needed. Alright, so until we can make shingles, this is going to be it for our videos. We're just going to continue to craft some materials. Hope you enjoyed this short, different stream about building and crafting. And hope you liked the results so far. I hope that it inspires you and that you don't get upset when your companion or recruit starts running around out of the blue. Because they will. Thank you for watching, and if you like, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.